Hello my friends, I'm Andrea Astrologer and welcome to this update which is a long-term influence that we do have the first eclipse of the year in the tropical and sidereal sign of Aquarius. This is a annular solar eclipse occurring at 4 degrees of the sidereal Aquarius and at 29 degrees of the end of Aquarius in the tropical zodiac. And it is an interesting eclipse, especially for crypto and Bitcoin, due to the fact that this eclipse is strongly tied to Bitcoin's birth signature, and we will see in a minute why. And of course, it is part of a series of eclipses in the tropical Aquarius, but it is also worthwhile to note that the outcome of such an eclipse was not at all times the same. So let's dive into it. I would like to dive into the astrology, the sidereal chart, Northern Indian, like usual, to see a bit what is the planetary landscape on this day, and then to have a look at the history, what happened in the past in the world in general, and of course in the markets as well. The upcoming solar eclipse will be strongly visible from Antarctica, where annularity will be seen, with partial visibility from the southern tip of Argentina and Chile, as well as much of southern Africa, including South Africa, Mozambique and Madagascar. The eclipse occurs at 4 degrees Aquarius sidereal and lasts 2 minutes and 20 seconds, suggesting that the 2 months, approximately 2 months and a half following it, will bring notable changes that would be the seed really planted by this eclipse. Considering the sidereal chart, Northern Indian style, we do have it for the time of the eclipse casted for London, UK, the UTC time zone. It takes place on the 17th of February 2026 at 12:13 noon in London. So ignore the clock phases. It will be different for each location, but I want to highlight it for the UTC time zone like we use to forecast Bitcoin. We do have an interesting alignment at the moment, and you can see that in this Lahiri Ayanamsha setup, actually, we do have a stellium in the sidereal Aquarius. Here, with the Sun Moon, of course, it is immediately after the new moon. It is an annular eclipse, and we do have also Rahu, Mercury, and Venus, which are aligned here in this setup for the eclipse, meaning that we will have matters of Venus, which are cryptocurrencies, for example, highlighted fiat markets in general. You can expect that Rahu is about innovation. It is about giving something. This is what the eclipse suggests, further development and new discoveries in such areas ruled by the planets that are involved in the eclipse, alongside with Mercury, which is about news, transportation, social networks, and it is also trading and markets in general. Now I want you to look at Mars, which is very strong in Capricorn, in the sidereal Capricorn. It's exalted, so this means that we will have also strong volatility going forward in the markets with this setup. And what is maybe the crown of the chart is actually Jupiter. Yes, here it's very visible because it is on the ascendant for London, for the UTC time zone, but what is very interesting is its positioning at 21 degrees and 37 minutes of Gemini, which is opposite 21 degrees 30 minutes, so within 7 minutes of the star called Vega, which is very bright, and it's basically the main star of the Abhijit nakshatra. And this is the victory, the ultimate victory. Jupiter aspecting it would highlight matters of some achievement in the world setup. It can be in many areas, but somehow it will be linked to the sign of Gemini, Mercury, trading, markets, news, transportation, social networks. So watch out for this influence. And we do have also many other influences in the chart. I cannot go through all of them, and this can instill changes in many domains. For example, like medicine, due to Rahu transitioning into Shatabhishak, but for now I would like to focus on the eclipse itself. There are no exact major day-level aspects in global astrology on the eclipse day itself. However, several bullish aspects occur immediately before and after. February 16th, Mercury trine Jupiter, indicating positive news flow, increased trading activity, and developments in Mercury-ruled areas such as communication, social networks, and transportation. February 18th, Venus conjunct Rahu, North Node, pointing to a surge in Venus-related themes, including currency, fiat markets, and cryptocurrency, alongside innovation in artistic fields. The Sun is positioned in Dhanishta Nakshatra, the fourth pada in the Scorpio Navamsha, adding intensity despite the fact that the eclipse is not being total. Dhanishta is traditionally linked to wealth in Vedic astrology, so themes of wealth, financial themes will be in focus. A Moon-Uranus square occurs before the eclipse, suggesting intraday volatility in financial markets, and yes, it is a bearish move. For Bitcoin, there are no exact major day-level aspects. However, the Moon forms several positive intraday aspects, including strong connections with Neptune and Venus, indicating the possibility of intraday recovery if liquidity conditions are supportive, of course. Now let's dive into the past and see what happened when we had the eclipses in the tropical Aquarius in the recent history. Last time an eclipse occurred in the tropical Aquarius was January 26th, 2009, and before that on February 5th, 1962. Notably, this aligns with Bitcoin's birth period, which was 3rd of January 2009. Highlighting renewal and significance. So this is why I said that it is linked to Bitcoin birth. So it is about a sort of rebirth that will happen. Now, what happened back then? In early 2009, Bitcoin's value was effectively negligible, around 1/10 of a cent. Well before modern exchanges existed, so we don't have very accurate and organized tracking of the price evolution at that time. Now what happens now is, and it happened also back then because of the planetary placements, this eclipse strongly activates Bitcoin's natal Venus in Dhanishta Nakshatra, emphasizing cash flow and price development. With Rahu involved, the eclipse represents a new beginning, something being released to allow something new to emerge. Events unfolding now may produce tangible outcomes around mid-August 2026, when we will have the Rahu-Venus conjunction exact in the Bitcoin horoscope. Again, we deal with a rare event which is not so easily traceable, tracked in the Bitcoin history. Therefore, we need to extrapolate to see a bit what could happen. And I would like to dive a bit into the history of S&P 500, like always, to have some clues on what could happen. The same year, in 2009, so the most recent occurrence of the eclipse, the S&P 500 rebounded strongly, gaining 23.45% and marking the start of a major bull market following the 2007-2009 financial crisis. Now, what happened in 1962? In contrast, 1962 saw a sharp market decline, known as the Kennedy slide, with the S&P 500 falling roughly 11.8% for the year and more than 20% from its peak amid geopolitical tensions, including the Cuban Missile Crisis. Now I would say that we recognize themes from both eclipses this time, and we do have first of all the fact that we deal with a very strong Mars at the moment of the eclipse, and Mars is a symbol for war. It's something that is organized, it's about hierarchies, which is Capricorn, it's about the old order, so to speak, the banking system. We do have also governments and hierarchical structures that are in power and are quite strong there, and it is also a lot of frustration with Mars in this placement for the UTC time zone. We noticed the 8th house in the whole sign system, which is activated at that time. And 8th house is about crisis, it's about conflict, it's about war in many regards. So we can say that we will have these elements like crisis on and off that we already start seeing, and this will prevail in 2026. Also, later in the year, I would recognize more elements that are connected to the 1962 related topic. Why? I mean, we already see them. It's this development in defense stocks. It is impossible to not see them in the last months, and this is related to weapons and to advancements in weapons. We saw in 1962 the missile related theme. So it's about weapon, and it's about their innovation and further development. Something new would appear. And this is also highlighted by the fact that Jupiter will transit the Punarvasu nakshatra, which is also associated with weapons. Of course, modern weapons. We can think about drones or other discoveries that have this meaning, like the arch and the arrow that would go back at some time. So to, for example, to track something and to have more data about some events. This is also possible with such new developments in this area. We do have also a hope, because we have Rahu, which is an element of growth at this time, and it is really important to take into account the fact that Rahu will bring development, will bring something new to the areas that are really involved in the eclipse. So even if it's unstable and a on-off energy, we can see increase in Venus and Mercury ruled domains, as mentioned, which is also linked to trading, financial markets. So innovation and disruption will be present in such fields for sure. I want to thank you so much for your attention, for liking and subscribing. I highly appreciate it. And until next time, be joyful. See you.